This is our favorite subject at hand, critical race theory. We love it. We love talking about it. We love knocking it and getting rid of it and basically letting you know that it is state-sanctioned racism. Love that line.
State-sanctioned racism.
Thank you, Christopher Rufo.
Chris Rufo.
Yep. Shout out to him. Saki, teaching about systemic racism is responsible, not indoctrination. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Karlyn, thoughts? What is your initial thoughts on that comment?
Well, my initial thoughts is that teaching a significant portion of the population in schools that they should feel guilty for how they are born, to put the burden of unearned shame and guilt on them when they are children, when their brain is still forming, is not only irresponsible, it is downright child abuse.
Boom. Did you hear that, Jen Psaki? No, because she doesn't watch my show, but
no.
If someone who watches my show is in contact with her or knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, go ahead and just give her this little clip, and let her know that she's wrong. All right. She said Tom Cotton claimed that universities spread un-American ideas sound mysterious and dangerous.
Mysterious and dangerous. Oh my God. These people, Adam.
You are teaching segregation is better than everyone being equal. That's not racial equality. They are literally fighting against racial equality.
They are.
They are
that is completely true.
That it's different. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole idea behind this is it basically started after the civil rights movement, and they didn't think that Martin Luther King went far enough. They thought that he should have just kept going, and so they're trying to put this idea of equity, which is equality of outcomes, over the idea of equality, which is equality of opportunity. And you can never account for whether or not a person is going to show up and work hard and focus their energy. You can't account for that. You cannot create equal outcomes without pulling everyone that is working hard down.
Yes, exactly. Equity and equality are two completely separate things, right? Equality is everyone has a chance to work hard and make it. Equity is you don't even have to work hard. Everyone's just going to get stuff. And it's like, okay, that's lazy. All right? That's a cop out in life.
And not only is
easy road.
And not only is everyone going to get stuff, but they're going to say that hard work is racist. Showing up on time is racist. All of these things.
They did say that.
They did. They literally did.
Going back to 1990 when that piece was written, that was in the Smithsonian that came out a year ago. They were saying that time, schedules, working hard, planning for the future, all of these things were white supremacy. And it's like, or being a responsible human being. You're saying that minorities can't be responsible, can't plan for the future because it's based in whiteness or some ridiculousness? That's what they were teaching. That's what this is. How is that not indoctrination? How?
Well, it is indoctrination, but it's not only is it indoctrination, but it's literally racist. It is literally racist to tell people that they cannot be successful based on the color of their skin. So it's and you know what's so funny? So like I obviously pay attention to this stuff all day, every day. Obviously. It's like I'm a little obsessed with it. And they've gone through many different arguments against people like us that are against critical race theory. The first thing they said is you're racist if you don't want critical race theory to be taught. Well, we've kind of proven that's not true.
Bigoteering. Those are bigoteers.
Bigoteers. Well, after that, they moved on to you don't believe in free speech if you don't want critical race theory to be taught, which is like also provably not true. The thing that they're on now is you don't even understand what critical race theory is. Like, I don't even know why we're having this conversation. You don't understand what critical race theory is to begin with. I'm like, I watch these trainings every single week on my channel. I think I know more than most of these people about this ideology. And it's absolutely insane. Most of these people, like Jen Psaki, has no idea what she's talking about.
You're literally a psychologist.
I'm literally a psychologist, and I spend all my time.
You have a doctorate in psychology. Like,
God,
you are breaking it down. This is basically your job now. You are almost, I would say, you are an expert in analyzing what this is.
I mean, I at least how it manifests in practical terms. Like, I have probably watched more critical race theory training than like anyone on the planet at this point. And so
it's insane.
Like, if people think I don't know what the definition is, bring it.
Someone just said, Yes, but real critical race theory hasn't been tried yet.
That's the next one. That's the next one. Mark my
That is
words.
so funny. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
But the thing is, Adam, like they're flailing right now because we're having some really big wins. We're winning.
Really,
more
tell
and
us
more
about
states,
it. What do we got?
So more and more states are banning critical race theory. Tennessee has banned it. Oklahoma has banned it. There have been all sorts of bills that are introduced. There's something going on in Montana. I think it's Montana. Chris Rufo was posting about this, where the Attorney General in Montana is asking for an investigation to see if critical race theory is actually a violation of the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
Ooh.
And he's saying that he's also working with attorney generals in other states where this might be happening in more and more places. So we're getting a lot of wins, and we have them kind of like, listen, don't like, let's not front. This is going to take a long time to defeat this, because it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen through legislation. Really, like, legislation is like a stopgap. Yeah. But we're getting some wins, we're getting some momentum, and this is why they're freaking out so much.
Awesome. Yeah, and honestly, let me just say, Karlyn, I don't know if you get this, but thank you for the work that you're doing, because it's people like you that are going to win the war of attrition that we talked about earlier, that we're literally in it. You know, we obviously, it's a different subject earlier, which is, I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's pushing the narrative that this side wants everyone to believe, and the other side going, that's crazy. That's racism. That is ridiculous. All right. So thank you. Thank you, Karlyn.
Well, thank you. And, you know, I'm very blessed that I'm in a position to be able to speak up about this. I was never in danger of losing my job because I work for myself. And I really do think that people who are in a position to speak up about this have an obligation to, because there are so many people who can't.
Yes, exactly. If you are able to, please say something, right?
Absolutely.
You know what? And I brought this, I was talking about this woman the other day, and she nails it. All right. I don't like the way they put it. Black woman. It's just, this woman's awesome. All right. Her race shouldn't, I mean, this is so silly how they do this. And it's like, well, because she's black, you have to do it. All right. This woman slams teaching of critical race theory in front of a school board. I mean, they do it every single chance they get. And I want to just play this again because she's amazing.
In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Now I have a dream that we will implement love, not hate, or supporting another Jim Crow's agenda. CRT is not an honest dialogue. It is a tactic that was used by Hitler and the Ku Klux Klan on slavery very many years ago to dumb down my ancestors, so we could not think for ourselves. CRT is racist. It is abusive. It discriminates against one's color. Let me educate you. An honest dialogue does not oppress. An honest dialogue does not implement hatred or injustice. It's to communicate without deceiving people. Today, we don't need your agreement. We want action and a backbone for what we asked for today, to ban CRT. We don't want your political advertisement to divide our children or belittle them. Think twice before you indoctrinate such racist theories. You cannot tell me what is or is not racist. Look at me. I had to come down here today to tell you to your face that we are coming together and we are strong. This will not be the last. Greet and meet respectfully.
Yes. Yo, this woman snapped. Now, I didn't know where she was from. But someone in my Discord sent me this. Thank you, King. He sent me this, and it's basically it was in Loudoun County in Virginia. Basically, just fighting against it. It's racist. It's abusive. It's discriminatory against one's color, and it absolutely is. And she started with one of the best things. Martin Luther King said we can't discriminate against a characteristic that someone can't change. A skin color does not make the person. And these people are convinced critical race theory is basically the exact opposite of what Martin Luther King Jr. was teaching. He didn't go far enough. He went in a completely different direction that they're doing. So they're wrong to even bring his name up. He would be appalled at these people.
Well, you know what's funny about Loudoun County? Because Loudoun County is one of the epicenters of this. And so there's a whole group of parents there that are fighting back against it.
Yeah.
And there was a secret group of teachers and school board members that were in a Facebook group that were plotting against these parents. They were trying to hack their websites. They were trying to do smear campaigns against it.
Wow.
I'm not kidding about this. I had a guy on my channel named Ian Pryor. He's a parent in Loudoun County. He's been covering a lot of these issues.
Yeah.
So the teachers and the parents are not playing nicely with each other in Loudoun County.
Yeah, they probably are. Half the people are probably convinced that this is the virtuous way of being, and that's really it is. These people are convinced that segregation is the answer. Think about that. Think about what I just said, because that's the truth. These people believe it. In the core of their being, believes we should be segregated by the color of our skin. And they're telling us that it's not racist.
Well, take it one step farther.
What?
Not only do they believe in segregation, but a group of teachers formed a committee to do a smear campaign against the parents of the children they are charged with teaching, because those parents don't want their children being taught racism.
It's so nuts.
And this is all documented. This has all been done out in the open. They did it on Facebook.
This is craziness.
Yes.
What we're dealing with. It's like, when's it going to end? Like, what? They want us separated. They don't want us to be together, because together we're strong. They need us segregated. And who's they? I mean, insert whoever you think they are. But at the moment, it's the far leftists / Democrats that are pushing this CTR, critical race theory. It is absolutely indoctrination. Absolutely. You cannot tell me it's not, Jennifer Zaki.
Anytime you're teaching children something before they're 8 years old, their brain is extremely malleable at that point. And basically whatever you teach them before they're 8 years old is going to stick unless they make a proactive effort to change it. Right. And the reality is that critical race theory is being taught to children as young as 4 in schools right now.
4 years old.
4 years old.
That is insanity.
Yeah.
That's
well,
crazy.
They say you got to get them early, because the Arizona Department of Education says that children start becoming racist around the age of 3. And so they need to get them early.
And as the president has stated, white supremacy is the worst thing to happen to America since the Civil War. You got another bullet in there for me?
You're probably gonna get a strike for that.
one day we won't have to talk about this anymore, and it'll be a glorious day. And it'll be because of that mother that's fighting for her kids to grow up in a non-racist society. Because I feel like I grew up in a non-racist society, and I feel like it is becoming racist under the guise of equity and racial equality, which is what they're claiming they want, but they're fighting for the opposite.
Yep.
It's insane.